Hey, this is Natser, and this is a torpedo video. I got a request to just explore different scenarios, different techniques I use in those scenarios to increase the chances of success for me and my vessel. So there's three scenarios: long range torpedo attack, ambushing attack, and a broadside attack. Now, each scenario has its strengths and its weaknesses, and I'm going to explore the techniques I use to increase my chances of success. So yeah, I just did a long range torpedo in this example, and these are generally how you get your torpedo kills early on in the game because they require no skill. The enemy will usually sail as if nothing's happening because they just haven't played the game enough to realize danger's coming. So yeah, long range, you're using the indicator on screen. It tells you the ship's heading when they reach this part, if they maintain course and they don't change direction. Usually higher tier, they will be able to adjust their heading enough to avoid the torpedo and avoid taking any damage at all. Just because they just understand the game better. They know the tendencies of enemy destroyers and cruisers, and they're able to compensate for those tendencies. But low tier games, not so much. So long range are really reserved for Japanese destroyers. US destroyers just don't have the range to attack outside of view range. So there's no element of surprise. But US destroyers, just like Japanese destroyers, can use islands and smoke to screen that the torpedoes were sent out. Here, this cruiser is going to have a rude awakening because he couldn't pick up on my torpedoes. And this will always work, no matter the tier.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
So yeah, islands awesome, especially for US destroyers. Now, smoke can also do the exact same thing. I was using long-range attacks against this guy, and they were all ineffective because he could pick up on the torpedo and avoid it. Now, smoke will allow me to send out my torpedoes, and they will hide that the torpedoes have been sent. And I know this is going to be effective because if an enemy decides to go around an island or go towards smoke, they've basically fulfilled the criteria of their death. If you follow the normal procedure of sending your torpedoes at the indicator and just watching them die. The final scenario is the broadside. You and an enemy are in close proximity, and it's kill or be killed. Sometimes you kill them, sometimes they kill you, but it's exciting and entertaining for others. But it's super stressful in the moment because you want to live and you want them to die. And a couple techniques I use, I try and predict their movement, try and get a gauge on where they're going, and I try and fire my torpedoes as quickly as I can. And counter enemy torpedoes, I am constantly rotating my ship. I'm trying to make my direction different than the one he saw on his indicator, and therefore avoiding the damage that was coming in. And this is really important. I would not recommend a broadside if you can avoid it. It's too dangerous, too damaging. You are just taking constant damage. You might die. It's a high chance of death. And the reward is maybe a kill, so a trade. That's not good odds when you're looking at the big picture of the game. But man, is it exciting to see this stuff happen. I've been in games where I've been broadside with a guy, wiping him out, and then another guy comes in and broadsides me, and it's just awesome.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Ship is on fire.
So I hope exploring my techniques for each torpedo scenario will improve your cruiser and destroyer gameplay. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you next time.